Hello, brothers and sisters. It's January 9, Tevet 7. I had a dream people were trying to mix Christianity with other belief systems and New Age or even witchcraft and Buddhism, as well as Celtic or Norse paganism like little ignorant children, an abomination, and God was getting very upset with them. I ran into a video channel called Red Pen Logic. It's funny because he has a hamster just like I had in the wet box dream, which I confirmed in the last video. Cute little thing.
My hamster has being. Hi, Daddy. Where are you going?
I actually got a dream. It was weird. There was a house that had flooded, the plumbing underneath, and water was coming up out of the carpet. I was able to look underneath, and there was like rats, a porcupine, and then a hamster. And I took up the hamster. There's a whole bunch of boxes that were wet, like moving boxes. Kind of reminded me of that dream after you walked out with that box.
The guy just needed to sell it all. You've been hoarding electronics since then. So I had box after box, like sitting in these back houses. All of the ones on the bottom were separate.
So rocks and hamsters aren't persons. Sorry, Teddy. And you have being too. You're a human being.
He made a video saying Christmas wasn't pagan when its roots come from Babylonian pagan worship and the influence of Nimrod. Nimrod's birthday was December 25th. He had a story of cutting down a tree which magically reappeared, and a myth that trees appeared in houses with presents underneath them when they worshipped him. He also said people could eat bacon and pork, which is still a sin and frowned upon based upon Torah laws, which Jesus followed, and he even said he didn't come to do away with the Torah or the laws, simply that he'd die for people's sins so he could write the Holy Spirit on their hearts so they could break the chains of sin and follow them better, but not be eternally condemned for breaking the laws either. Jesus reconciled both the Old Covenant with the New Covenant. He didn't throw away the Old Covenant. Red Pen argues against atheists' broken logic, but he sometimes gets it wrong. An atheist asked, "Can God make an immovable stone?" And he answered. I'll leave the link down below. He forgot to mention miracles, or when God breaks his rules and laws or regulations which he set the universe under. A miracle is when God does something contrary to how things should work or beyond all logic or reasoning. He comes at it with a deistic point of view, or the view God created existence and set it into motion and keeps his hands off of it instead of actively working inside of it.
By the way, there are many things that God can't do precisely because he's perfect. He can't lie because he's morally perfect. He can't cease to exist because he's the perfection of being. He can't get his sums wrong because he's the author of math. And he can't do the logically absurd because he's perfectly logical. The atheist responds, "You've just redefined omnipotence to escape the problem. Omnipotence should include the logically impossible." Well, if that's the case, then the original challenge just evaporates. We could just agree that God can create a stone that he can't lift, and he can lift it. But if they say, "But that's logically contradictory," we could simply reply, "That's right, and on your definition of omnipotence, God can do the logically impossible. So what's the problem?" You see, either way, this challenge does nothing to undermine God. So what have we learned? First, omnipotence is not the power to do anything. It's the ability to do anything that power can do. Even infinite power cannot do what is logically contradictory or absurd.
What he got wrong in this video is that God can't go against what he logically put into place. However, that is wrong. He can do whatever he wants. He just cannot contradict his promises or his own nature. He can intervene on his own creation whenever and however he wants. If God can't make an immovable rock or keep a rock from being moved, he certainly cannot walk on water or let others do the same. So God and dominion over existence and time. I saw a girl's short leg grow out in a period of 3 seconds in a miracle healing, which would never have happened, and even if it could have happened, it would have taken multiple years by breaking bones, spacing them out, and letting the bones grow in between. My faith is that God controls and has dominion over all existence and time. He can make things happen incredibly fast or incredibly slow. He can also make things happen instantaneously, I believe. So I just want to say, I'm not knocking Red Pen Logic. He has very good stuff on his channel. I'm just trying to correct some things that he's gotten wrong. God is omnipotent. He can do things against logic. This is called a miracle. And he created the rules of gravity, continuity. He made the rule that when an object hits another, there's an equal and opposite reaction. But he can stop it or do whatever he wants with it according to the results he wants. And when people ask for miracles, he'll do it for them if they have enough faith. He also has dominion over the very fabric of existence, as well as all the rules and laws he placed the universe under, which he created. If we set a pot of water to boil over an open flame and it never comes to boil, because God didn't want it to, God would be acting against his own nature and opposing our free will to boil water. When God makes something happen contrary to what he set as normal, they call this a miracle. So God controls all things, all matter, all existence, all time, at all times. Therefore, we rely on God to do every single thing for us. Based on his set of thermodynamics, we are essentially allowed to operate freely upon his plane of existence, or his body. He can let good things and bad things happen. He won't save you from all bad things. He'll let it happen how he wants. All right, amen, God bless, and take care.